Alright, now in this demo we're going to look at adding content in the way of adding modules to pages and adding pages to the site. If you looked at the previous demo, you've seen how to edit content within modules, and you should understand what a module is. Now what we will do now is add a module to a page and add some content to that module. So I'm looking at the page Our Services. I can add it to any page I want. Just navigate to the page I want. If I click on About Us, then we've got the page with the set modules. I've got a module here in the left pane, and I've got a module here in the right pane, and I have a module here in the content pane. So let's say I wanted to add some more content below this content pane right here, this kind of banner area, and above these. What I would do is I'm going to go up to modules, and I'm going to choose the button for add a new module, which is already selected. The modules are set up in categories in DotNetNuke. For the most part, you're going to use from the common category. I think it's the only one. Yes, the only one there is HTML. HTML is your basic coding for a web page. Not that you really need to know that coding, but you do have access to it if you want to use it. Other types of modules, if you go to all categories, you would see other options. You could add lists, you can add newsletters, you can add some of the back-end admin things which typically you wouldn't do. You can add Google Analytics. If you had the blog module installed, then you would be able to add the blog to a page. But 9 times out of 10, you're adding basic content. You're going to add an HTML module. Visibility, you'll set it as the same as the page, so if the page is visible by users, then this module will be visible by users. If you were just starting and didn't want it published immediately, you just wanted to work on it for a while, offline, you would choose this page editors only. Then what you need to do is choose the location. As we looked at previously, if you go to the layout mode, you can see the different panes or areas of your skin which you can add modules to or content to. And this one here has content pane, which runs full width. It's got a left pane that runs about 2/3 of the way across the screen. It's got a right pane that's about 1/3. Those fall below anything in a content pane. And then there's a bottom pane. If I go back to edit, go back here to modules, so I'm going to add an HTML module. I'm going to add it to the content pane and to the bottom of the content pane, and that will place it below this module, which is in the content pane. If I wanted it above, I would simply change that to top, or above or below, and then above or below, which module do I want it above or below. It'll give me a list there. So let's add it to the bottom. I'll click add module, and you can see that this new module is now in the place I directed it to be. Just so you know, if you are in view mode, you don't see that module yet because there's no content in it, and DotNetNuke is smart enough to know that if you haven't added content, it shouldn't display the module. Keep in mind, like I mentioned in the last demo, if you do add modules when you're in view mode, you won't see them. So you may think you clicked that when you clicked add module that it didn't do it. and then you might click it again and again and again, and I've done this, and then you realize you're in the wrong view, and when you jump to the edit mode you've got 5 or 6 new modules in there that you then have to delete. Let's go back to the edit mode and look at our new module. So our new module is in place. This text/HTML text here is the generic text that it puts in for the title of that module. We can go in and change that under settings. The module settings, the first tab here, you can see the module title, and that's what's there, and I'll put in new module. Click update, and you'll see that new module is now the title of that module. I can go in and add some content. Alright, and let's say we want to add a photo. We go up here to insert media, insert media again, go into our images folder, choose an image. That one looks fine. Or over there, we'll choose that one. That's one I haven't used before. We go over here to properties of that image, and let's say I want to align that to the left, and then I want the text to wrap around on the right side of that. I can add a border if I'd like, add a width to the border. If I want to add alt text, that's where I would typically put in some search engine optimization keywords if I know what I want to be optimized for. Let's say cycling, I might put in cycling woman as my alt text. It describes the picture, but it's also got my keyword in there, and then I click insert, placed the image in there, put the border around it like I wanted, and that text is to the right hand side of it. I can hit save, and it added that content. It did in this case shift this other module around it. Before I try to fix that, I'm going to go to view and make sure that it appears that way when I'm in view mode, which it does. This happens sometimes. There are times when DotNetNuke is a little quirky. Alright, if I want to